then you receive from one of your colleagues or from one of your butlers a playbill for a play that they will be attending in the upcoming week.
Hey, look at the playbill.
All right, let me work through an extremely laggy Discord to try and send you the playbill.
Welcome everybody to a special episode of One Shot Wizards, where we are playing Tatters of the King, run by Housecat.
Being a fantasy in 2 acts, adapted from the French and staged by Talbot Estes at the Scala Theatre, Charlotte Street, London, W.1. The 17th of October to the 2nd of November, 1928. The current year. 9 p.m. Monday to Saturday inclusive. Matinees at 2 p.m. Wednesday and Saturday. Right now, it's the 10th of October. It's a dead week before the play starts.
I'm gonna get started packing my bags then to go see this play.
All right. Now moving on to Henry.
Yeah, so this play was in London, right?
Mm-hmm. You see a local newsstand carrying about 5 more playbills. It looks like the container holding them used to be full, but now there are just 5 left.
Yes, so Dr. Eilertsen is already going to London to see his friend Dr. Huntington and hold a talk. So he thinks, maybe I'll have time to stop by that. Maybe I'll have time to catch a play while I'm there.
All right, so you grab a playbill?
Yes.
Made sure to send it to you. A while for it to load. Leon, you are just getting back from an expedition. You're pretty disappointed in yourself as you haven't managed to poach anything of significance. And you see this board of upcoming plays, and one catches your eye. It's called Carcosa, or The Queen and the Stranger. And you've never seen a play with 2 titles before. And you're wondering why they just don't go either one or the other. So curious, do you pick up a playbill?
Leon would walk over to the board and he'd pick up a playbill, he'd analyze it, he'd remember it for later.
All right, let me send you the playbill. I know I said I'd send the playbill in the chat, but the way I'm doing this, it feels more authentic to have them all sent individually.
That's fine.
And finally, you live in London, of course, and at a local theater, they'll be showing a play that you haven't quite heard of before. But the poster, something about the poster they have on display for this play catches your attention, and without thinking, you grab.
So I have to write a review for the Times. I kind of snatch up the playbill. I've never heard of this Talbot Estes.
Now it's October the 17th, and all four of you are waiting outside. It's cold. The night is dark, but the streetlights brighten up everything in a beautiful yellow hue. Now, if you'd like to all one by one introduce your characters, now would be the time.
So, I guess I can go first. In the street light, there is a sort of elegant, middle-aged fellow who sort of he's wearing a kind of fancy coat. He has like a short, kind of Chaplin-style mustache, blonde, graying, but still a lot of color on it. And you might notice that he's checking sort of his doctor's watch, which is gold inlaid in the while he's standing outside, smoking a sort of somewhat fancy cigarette. And this is Dr. Henry Eilertson, or Henrik in his original language, but he's been living in the States for a long time, so he tells the English speakers, just call me Henry.
Ronald Statler is an art critic who lives in London. He's quite a thin man, reserved in a lot of his appetites. He wears a dark kind of suit or blazer most of the time. Has quite dark hair and a almost sunken face.
And now for either Leon or Norton. Or
Sorry about that. I was just taking care of the water heater. Norman is clearly an American man, wearing like the casual like suit and fedora attire. Although what's most distinct is he's always wearing yellow.
Like Curious George.
Yeah,
I
yes,
think
exactly.
the monkey from Curious George was wearing yellow.
Yeah, it's not like, you know, the guy has a monkey on him, but it's just a yellow attire. Although he looks at the prime of his youth and very much the epitome of higher class.
All right, and now for Leon.
Now this is directly outside the theater.
Yeah, you all are waiting in line for the theater to open.
Okay. So Leon would be off to the side, not waiting in the line. But for anyone who's watching, they would see a towering man. Well, he's at the moment he's wearing a cloak. So if you were looking, what you would notice is he's got piercing green eyes and almost like a skull on his face. But you would also notice that if you looked at his face from underneath, he's got harsh sun from the African brush. Because he's from Pretoria, South Africa. Yeah, and he's basically just standing off to the side.
Well, I'd like for every
You're cutting off for me, Housecat.
Yeah, you cut off
damn
there.
it. Okay. I'd like for everyone to make an education check.
Okay. Hard success.
All right.
Extreme success.
Also success.
Success.
Okay. Sweet. Successes all around the board. Except for Norman. You gotta roll.
Oh. Hard success.
All right. So all of you recognize that the sky is for non-professional productions. So you're mostly expecting to see a little bit of amateurism on display.
Yeah, I was going to ask if I recognized any of the names on the playbill as a theatre critic.
As a theater critic, you do recognize the name Talbot Estes.
I've been looking forward to
He
another.
is a notorious writer whose recent scripts have taken an interesting turn, as you would say. You don't exactly criticize them because you feel bad for making fun of somebody whom could potentially be mentally weakened.
Well, I'm not sure I do. I'm not sure I'm that nice.
All right. Well, either way, you can tell that his with the level of knowledge that you have rolled, you have realized as of recent that his writings have taken a turn downwards, not in quality, of course, but because he still writes beautifully, but he has began acting and writing in strange ways.
Do you think I could
You just call it
attribute that
eccentric.
to World War One?
You can contribute anything to World War One if you try hard enough, man.
It's the old shell shock. Weak spirit. I got a little notebook and a pen out, just preparing to take some notes for my future review.
All right. Well, time to actually. Well, the play opens, and all of you enter inside. You purchase your tickets, which are all relatively cheap. I mean, they're priced fairly enough for a non-professional production, so you don't really feel like complaining that much. And as you all take your seats, the theater darkens, the stage lights light up, and Act 1, Scene 1 plays out. A palace, a balcony. On a couch, once opulent and now faded and threadbare, reclines the Queen Casilda. Between her, twin sons appear on the sky of a painted backdrop. Enter her 2 sons and her daughter. The 4 discuss matters of the succession, although no one is named and no one calls another by name. The sons argue and they complain to their mother, but Casilda does not give them the attention they would wish, and in the end she warily sends them away. The talk seems to be one they've had a few times before. You will notice the actors correctly bring across a feeling of ennui of going through the motions. Does anyone want to make an art roll?
Yeah.
All right, go for it.
Specifically, are the actors seem any good?
Would acting apply to this?
Yeah. Pretty much any.
74.
Well, it's a stage production. Of course, acting would apply to this.
Hey, Housecat?
That is a failure.
Yeah. Am I cutting out still?
No, you're fine, mate. So what I was gonna say is, so upon like entering the theater, I would like to, because my character's off to the side, I would like to actually stealth check my way into the theater and just go off to the side.
You want to do the fucking going in through the exit?
Pretty much.
All
Trying
right.
to get out of
hang on.
paying.
Oh yeah. Everyone subtract like $5 from your cash. Not $5.
You
Well,
monster.
oh, never mind. That's way too expensive.
I got a success. Alright, I got a success on my stealth.
How the fuck is that a
10
success? That's a 90.
Look at my sheet.
Let me look. Oh my god. Okay. Yeah, you successfully sneak. Holy shit. You successfully sneak into the play. Would you like to, well, you thankfully, catch the first act as it plays out. Would you like to also make an art roll?
Let's see, what is my art? No.
I don't have any art skills, but could I make a psychoanalysis roll, because I'm quite good at that?
No. This role would specifically be for somebody involved in the arts.
All right.
Norman, you
Mine's a
notice
hard
that
success,
Norman, you notice that the female actors are definitely more accomplished than the males. As in, they're playing better. They know what they're doing. The men are acting how you would expect a high schooler to act in a high school play. Meanwhile, the women are acting like actual actors.
Just writing down some very scathing thoughts about the play.
Norman, you don't notice this. I think you failed.
I did fail. I don't notice this,
Yeah.
but I'm still just writing bad things about it. That's why I didn't notice what they're doing on stage. I'm just busy writing horrible insults.
Could I do a spot hidden check to see if I can spot the reviewer next to me?
You're all okay. I'll just say this: you are all sitting next to each other, including Leon, who has
I mean, I'll
snuck into the
happily
theater.
talk
Norman, you notice
over this. I'll happily just be a rude patron.
on the empty seat you notice next to you, Norman. Somebody just plops themselves down. You didn't see them in the line, but you don't really care to rat them out.
I won't rat them out. I turn to the reviewer. He's more of the focus, and I say to him, "Hey, are you reviewing the play by chance?"
For what it's worth, I'm not sure. This is quite up to the standard of the times.
I respect the work of critic. I'm actually a film star myself from America. But
yes,
do you notice how the female actors are actually more accomplished than the males?
Yes, of course I noticed. It's often the case. Those men who want to go into acting are few and far between, so they often pull out the dregs here at the Scala.
I've actually noticed that the males are acting more like they're high school actors.
Yes, well, if only they'd gone to school, then they might have been taught something about this craft.
Thick burn.
Excuse me, gentlemen, I'm trying to listen to the lines. If you would kindly reserve this thrilling commentary for the lounge in the intermission.
All right.
Do
All right.
apologize.
So,
Didn't
as-
realize it was worth hearing.
As
Go
one of
back.
your fellow seatmates, I guess, quiets you down, Act 1, Scene 2 begins. The palace, Casilda's receiving room. The queen stands at a long table. She reads aloud from a scroll a report which names her city as Yidel and her kingdom as Hastor, and talks of a war that goes on against the kingdom of Alar. The conflict has no end in sight. A child with jeweled fingers appears. It's unclear if he is another one of the queen's sons, although he talks to her with familiarity and even bullies her. They speak of Carcosa, a wandering dreamlike city, which is a place of several unusual aspects. It appeared overnight. It is either on or beyond the waters below the palace. Hali, the towers of the city, slip between the moons at night, and on seeing the city, one knows its name. A fifth singularity no one speaks of. Casilda sings a sad song about Carcosa's fate. The priest, Nialtaba, enters. He eyes the child with distrust, but it seems the queen has no power to dismiss the youth. Nialtaba describes uncertainty out in the city. A stranger has arrived, an unheard of event. All right. Now, for Act 1, Scene 3, I am going to have to ask everyone to roll a...
You cut
You
out.
cut out. What were we rolling?
Fuck!
Sanity?
D3.
Power? D3. Okay. I can do that. That's a thing I can roll.
Just a normal D3, no stat involved.
No stat involved.
Well, 10-4.
Now all we need is a 2. We got it! The thing! We got it!
Awesome!
3, 2, 1. Excellent.
All right.
In order as well.
I win, right, since I rolled the highest number.
Ooh.
There's no winning for this. How do I
Lose
deafen
that
people?
many limbs.
There is no winning. There's only surviving.
All right, Ronald. This is Act 1, Scene 3, is seen by you. The white masked stranger enters. Casilda is oblivious to his presence. She begins a soliloquy in which she speaks of each of her children who wander in distractedly as they are discussed. They are named here for the first time. Her eldest son, Theo, restless, contented, and cruel. Uot, her second son, flawed, ambitious, and sensitive. Camilla, her daughter, quiet but influential. She bemoans how the family was only held together by the yellow sign. The theater is absolutely still. You sense a tension in yourself. Something tells you a truly awful event is about to occur. As all the other actors save Casilda leave, the silent stranger, almost forgotten in the shadows, steps past her to the very front of the stage. He faces the audience.
Something interesting for once. Or am I too enraptured to...
I'd say this is where the play gets interesting and you kind of forget that you're a critic for a bit. And this is now all of you see the stranger immediately throw up his arms to reveal the yellow sign painted on a breast and sleeve, and Casilda collapses. Everyone make a spot hidden roll.
Ooh. 25.
We got
That
spotted,
is
man.
a hard success.
Pass.
Wheat.
Let's see. On spot hidden. That's a hard success for me.
Nice.
Nice.
fail for me.
Garin, I feel like I shouldn't have to ask this, but I'm just going to. I'm assuming this is a failure.
Yes, 94 is a failure for me.
You don't want to spend
Awesome.
38 luck?
No, I think I'll ask you about it later.
All right. So the three of you who succeed, all three of you notice that the queen was not actually looking at the stranger when she collapsed.
I kind of
Hmm.
lean forward. Very well choreographed.
Now, everyone make a sanity roll.
Hey.
Here we go, boys. First sanity roll of the session.
That's a success!
All right.
Oh
Barely
no!
a success. Oh, Norman,
No.
Norman, no.
Oh my God, pass.
Okay.
Just barely. Oof.
Ooh. Is that a pass?
58, I succeed.
Whoo!
All right. Okay. So the only one of you who fails is Norman. That's crazy.
How close is
Norman's
that to a
about to
critical
go
fail?
well.
What's the critical fail? 99, 100?
It's 100. That'd be a critical. Or
All right.
99, I believe.
So, Norman, I need you to roll a 1d6, but do not subtract this from your sanity just yet as the intermission starts.
Da, 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 da.
Oh,
Ugh.
that is awful.
Hey.
Oh no.
Hey, why you gonna be rolling so high?
All right. All around you, you hear a mixture of reactions. A couple of audience members have been overcome by mild hysterics, and there is muffled sobbing from more. Two gentlemen are conversing rather loudly about the play in deprecating terms as though seeking support. However, even though it's an intermission and you would expect some people to get up, a majority of the audience is still staring at the stage. Two people are going home. One is a man who is walking out, shaking his head while holding it, and another is a woman being escorted out by theater security as she is thrashing wildly.
I don't think it's quite worth all of that. It's a very basic royal drama.
Norman, you specifically believe that the play is energizing and moving. You do not want to leave at all.
Yeah, I'm just gonna sit there and keep watching it. I love this shit. I love.
I want to go get a drink or something, I think.
As the intermission
well-
begins, I want to sort of go to the theater ushers and inform them that, hello, Dr. Henry Eilertson here. I happen to be a psychiatric doctor, so if you need if the woman who went into that fit needs to be looked at by someone, I could step up.
The usher says, No, all right, we have it all sorted out here. She's being taken away on insert British word for ambulance, because I'm pretty sure there's like some fucked up word for it.
All right, then I'm not on duty tonight, so I'll leave it to them then.
All right. As everyone sits back down in their seats, hang on, actually, there is something I have to do during this intermission.
So the actual word is ambulance.
Yeah, I feel like that is the weird British word.
I thought the reference is paddy wagon.
No, that's a police wagon for rounding up drunks at the end of the night, isn't it? I mean, it could have been what he was looking for. Yeah, so I'll spend the intermission just getting a bag of nuts and some alcohol if they serve it, a little glass of wine. Chat with anyone else who kind of goes to the snack bar about Well, this play is quite terrible, but at least the women seem to be doing a decent job of it. Hopefully it picks up a bit in the second act.
I do find I do sense a kind of disturbing undertone here. This feels like a bit of a glorification of madness so
That's it.
far.
All of Estes' works, though. It's a common theme lately. He's going to explore it till he's run it into the ground. And, I mean, judging by the standard of this play so far, he's nearly done so. Although, how much deeper he can
He seems
dig
like a man
himself.
Seems like a man I should seek out while I'm here. Is he British or American?
I believe he's British. He's been producing plays on the West End here for a few years now. He's one of the main actors. Well, he's on the playbill at least, so hopefully he was coming up. Maybe you could introduce yourself afterwards. I mean, this whole affair is quite amateurish. Why shouldn't the audience members barge backstage when it's all done? Ha ha ha. I got lost in his jokes.
Noticing a slight typo, and I'm not sure if this is intentional, but both of these next scenes are labeled Act 2, Scene 2. I'm just going to say this is Act 1, Scene 1 because it comes first.
Real quick.
As you all sit and the home lights... What's up?
I said real quick, is there an upper balcony?
No. This is a fairly small theater. It's more like a community theater, if anything.
Okay.
The home lights dim and the stage lights brighten once more. On stage, Act 2, Scene 1 begins. A room in the palace that has been taken by the stranger. The surroundings are severe. One by one, the principals come to talk to him. Thale wheedles and threatens in order to try and gain the stranger's help in pressing his own suit for the throne. Uat tries to bargain with him to gain support for his own claim. Camilla wants nothing. She says she wants to listen, to learn something from him, but then she does not listen. She speaks of Yiddel's troubles. Casilda starts to treat him as an enemy, but then suggests an alliance. Even a marriage of convenience between them, whatever he represents. Finally, the child comes in and stands mutely. It takes an idea... Oh, okay. Everyone make an intelligence roll.
Ooh, an extreme success. I'm very lucky today.
Fail.
I just wrote down a very long word in my review.
Yes, I just failed.
All right.
Spend the luck.
Just wait.
I'll ask you about it later. I'll read your review in the Morning Post.
Yeah, what's the point of everyone else failing if the one who's writing everything down succeeds?
I'm gonna spend a single point of luck to succeed.
Awesome. Norman and Zox, you realize that for this entire scene, the stranger has not spoken once. And as you realize this, the lights go down, and we move on to the final scene. A masked ball is taking place on the palace balcony. The guests are finely dressed, intricately masked, and they move to music played by the small house orchestra. It takes a moment to see the stranger. He wears a bone-white mask and moves stiffly and without gaiety. After a while, the revelers begin to take off their masks. Their eyes look bright and their actions are extravagant, unrestrained. The stranger keeps his mask. Rather, he wears no mask. He grasps the queen by the arm and she collapses. Another figure appears in tattered robes. It is the king in yellow. He is huge and he holds a sword and a torch that emits smoke but no light. He talks with the queen and the priest Niotalba. From asides amongst the revelers, it is clear now that all have seen the sign. All must wear the mask. Yiddle has become Carcosa, and they are no longer entirely human. The king disappears. Out of the crowd of fear-stricken guests runs the child. He goes to the stranger, who himself has fallen to the ground, and taken him by the hand, follows in the wake of the king. As the play ends, all of you become confused. The last lines recited in the play are somehow not entirely clear to you, even though you're fairly certain you were listening. Now, as the curtain falls, everyone appears to break from a trance all at once, and people are getting violent. Norman, go ahead and take 5 points of sanity damage. That's what the roll was earlier, by the way.
Gotcha.
It specifically says you only take the sanity loss after the play ends. So as long as the play goes on forever, you stay sane.
This is the play that never ends. Just goes round. I kind of look around at the reactions of the crowd, quite perturbed by the whole thing.
Okay.
Don't-
The
Don't you
specific
feel vindicated?
there is a specific rioting going on. 9 people, 7 men and 2 women, go temporarily insane. 6 of them are in a berserk rage, while the other 3 are in catatonia. None of you are affected by the play, because none of you have gone temporarily insane, I don't think.
Doesn't
So-
losing 5 sanity in one go cause something?
Does it cause temporary insanity? Norman, you might be fucked. Hang on. I didn't read the Keeper's Handbook, or much of the core rulebook, if I'm being totally honest. We'll just... I don't know the official rule, but looking
Okay,
at...
so he lost 5 points, correct?
Yeah.
So basically when you fail, he has temporary insanity. He needs to roll 1d10.
No,
Okay.
Isn't it that he has to get an intelligence check?
Oh, is that what the intelligence check was for? Or the sandy
No,
loss?
no. The intelligence check was to realize that the stranger wasn't speaking during the scene.
No, so you go. So if you lose 5 points of sanity or more in a single go, you do an intelligence check. If you pass the intelligence check, you go temporarily insane.
What happens when you fail?
You don't realize how bad everything is. You repress.
Awesome. All right, Norman. Is that a success?
Mm-hmm.
Ah, it's not
Well-
for very long.
Yeah. Oh, okay. You are one of the 2 men rushing forward to the curtains, and as you get held back by a stagehand, you are sort of... The excitement that you have sort of withers away, and now you're as confused as everyone else.
That American fellow seemed almost normal for a minute there.
All of you notice in the front rows, 3 people have began to fight pretty much everyone around them. One of them is using a bottle, a well-dressed man is using his cane, and a woman is scratching and clawing. It doesn't look like they're just thrashing around, hoping to injure as many people as possible.
Oh, how dreadful.
While this is going on, Leon would like to just move from his seat and just sneakily shift off to the side and just observe everything from a safe spot.
All right. You make your way to a side of the theater in which it seems most of the calmer theater goers are situated, and some of them, a few gentlemen, try to hold back the assailants from attacking everyone. Do any of you want to participate in the fight or no?
I think I move to where the calmer people are, and try to stay out of the fight.
All right. Does everyone decide to do this?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm not getting involved if I don't have to. A fight broke out after the play. Presumably people trying to injure the actors and destroy the theatre's desire to have them come on again.
Well, all of you are leaving the theater now with the calmer group of people. And, well, you don't quite leave the theater yet. Surprisingly, tables are being laid out in the theater bar area for an opening night reception. Most of the audience has left already, but drinks and food are laid out. Members of the public are told they're welcome, a few others stay, and if one of you overhears one of the theater employees saying that Talbot Estes himself insisted the reception go ahead. Slowly, the cast duly appears, eating some food and drinking, talking amongst themselves, with the exception of Estes.
Didn't want to show his
Barely
face,
anyone
did
is
he?
Barely anyone is eating and drinking. The cast seems to have not exactly understood that the play has caused a literal riot. Would any of you like to chat with a member of the cast?
The woman who the actress who played the queen. I approach her.
All right. You approach this woman, and she makes introductions and says that her name is Jean Hewer.
Oh.
As you talk, I'm gonna have to ask, or I'm gonna give you a choice to make either a persuasion roll or a credit rating roll.
Persuasion.
All right, go ahead and roll persuasion for me.
89. Yeah, that's a failure.
That's a failure. She mostly talks about how excited she is to play the main character in a production like this. Does anyone else want to talk to Jean?
I'll try. I'll do credit rating.
All right,
Being
go
that
ahead
I'm a
and
famous Hollywood actor.
hell yeah.
Super famous.
I've seen your credit rating. I know that's a success.
Hard
Jean
success
tells
here.
Jean tells you that this play feels cursed. She mentions she has nightmares containing imagery from the play, such as the stranger's bone white knot mask and the yellow sign. And then she talks about memories that her co-star, Hannah, the one who played the daughter, Camilla, also had. However, when you go up to Hannah, she is trying to ignore you.
Is there any role I can make to convince them to talk?
No, this woman is like dead shut. All right.
I might have to keep an eye on Hannah later.
So,
This whole reception is fairly. The only adequate word to describe it would be boring. However, half an hour later, because you all stayed, the writer of the play, Talbot Estes, appears. All of the cast gives varying levels of applause, and he seems to be oblivious to the general mood around him and decides to give a speech. What he says specifically is, I am proud to have written such a play that would cause this level of rioting. I believe that any performance should seek to inspire fervor. And I am thankful that there has been such a visceral reaction to my play. And then he asks for an ovation.
I'm
Ask
just like
for an ovation.
writing down. Oh, no, it seems completely lost his mind.
I kind of respond by saying, like, is this anything to be proud of? Is this what the direction art should be taking in light of everything that has happened so far in this century? Haven't we had enough tragedies to drive people into the verge of madness that, heaven forbid, the arts start going in the same way as artillery shells have already driven us? I must say, sir, I quite disagree with this idea that art should drive people into a rampage.
And I counter
No.
disagree with your acquisition because I believe art is free of law.
I believe that a play should seek to inspire any level of extreme emotion within the audience. And that has clearly happened.
I'd have to agree with you there, but you should aspire to inspire that emotion through good writing and acting that plucks at the heartstrings, not simple farce.
Must say the play was rather powerful in of itself. I am curious as to what the inspiration was. Did you catch that?
I think you're very low, Housecat.
That or its background noise. You've been called away fighting a war. We all just stand around Talbot Estes just hurling insults at him while he can't defend himself.
I didn't insult him. I actually congratulated.
Well, to keep us away, Leon takes out 2 grenades.
Okay, fuck you. No, I just got back when you said that. All right, Talbot does decide to hold a tiny little, discussion about how he wrote this play. And as he mentions his adaptation from the French, did you guys choose to join this?
Yes.
Yes, I'll stay and listen.
Yes.
The more information, the better for my review.
I'm just listening from a distance.
I don't know how you could manage to make an edgelord character in a campaign where everyone is a real person, but you've managed.
Thank you.
All right. Anyone listening notices that he does mention the King in Yellow by name. However, you do notice that he presents a fanciful version of the play's genesis, unnecessarily adding murder, suicide, and trysts into the real history of the banning and burning of the work, and its spread and effect. He's talking about the King in Yellow, that, like, the original one, the one that, he didn't put his own personal spin on.
Did you don't happen to have a copy of it, do you?
Talbot says, no, I leave my copies in my study. I only have the Queen and the Stranger on me. I don't have the direct King in Yellow, I'm afraid.
It's a shame. It would be nice to see if you'd improved it or degraded the original work.
Well, I'm sure you've heard the history of the original work, and I would say that this has inspired far less murder, My play, my rendition of the play at least, doesn't have a kill count, unlike the original.
Your own words were that you aspired to inspire such fervor, so I hesitate to think that by
Yes,
your
it's
own
more of a
goals
personal regret. It's more of a personal regret that my play doesn't have a kill count, unlike the next one, unlike the original.
Yes, well, the work of Shakespeare is quite violent, but I've never seen anyone go into hysterics while watching that. It seems like you've taken some kind of inspirations from psychiatric theory with the express purpose of trying to send people into fits or hysterics.
So off to the side, Leon steps forward. He opens his mouth and he, what do you mean that there was killings or something going on?
Oh yes, haven't you heard? When the original King in Yellow released in France, stage troops began to play it out, and it inspired complete and utter madness within the audience. Now, I'm not entirely sure if it's because of the French, and just that's how they are, but, well, seeing such vigor and excitement play out. Excitement and vigor is the only way I can properly describe it. And you notice how he kind of skirts off to the side to look out of a window and see that the stars are still hidden beneath the gray clouds of the sky.
I'm not much of a theater goer myself, but it seemed quite interesting when I was reading the poster.
I definitely would. Am feeling inspired to try and seek out this King in Yellow playwright.
Well, I'll have you know that they did burn almost every single copy. I do have a copy in my study, but that's for me and not for you.
And when was the original first written and performed?
1908.
Okay.
Now, I know a 20-year-old play is nothing to be, really impressed by, but I think some of the best works are the aged ones.
I'm surprised. I'm surprised that the banning and destruction of this play happened in the French Republic as opposed to the Inquisition Spain.
Well, the play did originate in France, so it makes sense to me, at least, that there were French riots and not Spanish riots.
No, I mean that so this play has actually been attempted destroyed as of 1908.
Almost every copy. Actually, one could say that the government has announced the play officially fully destroyed at around 1911. And next year, I would have written my book, The Haunting of Agatha May. Have any of you read it?
No, what's it about?
Hang on, I'm positive that there's notes about what this play is about, what this book is about, but there's nothing. Yeah, there's nothing.
Is there any way I could convince him to let me look at the book?
At the original King in Yellow?
Yes.
We'll say you go ahead and roll persuasion. You're gonna need a hard success.
Come on, baby. For the win. Would charm be acceptable?
Yeah, either charm or persuasion. Right there.
Come on. I'm gonna use the smolder. It didn't work.
He says again that his copy is only for him and that he doesn't fully trust anyone but himself to have the copy. After all, would be a part of the government and attempting to burn it. In fact, he probably shouldn't have even mentioned that he owns a copy.
This intrigues Leon. Can I intimidate him? Let me see it.
Yeah, you can fucking try.
Making business pants.
Oh shit, yeah, wait, hang on. There is a little anecdote about what the haunting of Agatha May is about.
Okay.
A young woman is the only one who can see what happened to the previous owners of a country home. That's it.
Anyway, do it. Make him pee.
Oh my god, yes. Yes!
As you attempt to intimidate him, he skirts off to the side and instead begins talking with the theater manager, who looks very distressed.
Oh.
Would any of you like to listen in on the conversation?
I would, as
Oh,
I'm trying to
yes.
intimidate him.
Of
Is that a
course I'm
listen
going to be
roll?
listening in.
All right, hell yeah. Everyone go ahead and make a listen check for me.
Did it roll for me? No.
Keeps denying me. There we go.
Yeah,
A
if
hard,
two people click too close to each other, it seems to choose whoever clicked first.
hard success on my listen.
Fail.
Alright.
If it matters, my intimidation passed.
Well, yeah, your intimidation did pass, but just because you intimidate somebody successfully doesn't mean that you always get what you want.
Gotcha. One moment, I
I
gotta
mean, you
answer the
did
phone call.
scare him.
Yes, but we are in a theater full of security and ushers.
Yeah. All right, Garin, you succeeded.
Yes, hard success.
So, how many of you succeeded?
I did not succeed.
I think only one person succeeded.
I think it was just Garin, unless Norman did with that 49.
God, I'm back.
Do I have to give you advantage now because somebody redeemed it?
No, that advantage is for you.
Oh, okay, sweet. I haven't had to roll at all yet. The one person who did succeed the listen roll, Mr. Noble is telling an unperturbed Mr. Estes that he must recommend the Libler Company cancel all further performances of the play, and Mr. Estes does reluctantly agree.
That's a relief. They'd have half of West End in hysterics by the end of the week.
Oh my fucking god, guys. This play has only taken an hour. This is the prologue done.
And we
Well,
still
it is a
got
prologue.
we
We
still
have
got
2
well 3
hours.
hours. We got 2 hours left.
Let's go drinking in London.
So I'm gonna
I
say,
know.
get my.
I'm
You guys
definitely
want to? You guys want to take? You guys want to take like a short break and then come back to book one?
Sure thing.
my plan
Yeah,
is
that works.
my plan is I'm gonna steal the King in Yellow book.
So
In no.
London.
Which?
Oh.
Real quick. Which one of you said that they wanted to steal the book?
I didn't say it out loud.
Okay. I was trying to ascertain, like, who said it in, like, out of character.
Oh, it was
Yeah,
Norman.
I did.
Or
Gotcha.
Howl. Yeah, I'm going to be sending off my review in one of the 4-a-day postage routes to the Times. Because London
Right.
back then had 4 post deliveries a day. Which, like, we're nearly back
Ooh.
to that schedule with modern delivery. Like, literally, you could write to someone, like, 4 times a day. Like
Wait.
texting, but
There
by post.
there is another way I could do it. I could bribe the owner to see if I could purchase it off of him. That's another way.
I don't think he's open to selling it.
Yeah, is it the study at the theater or the study like at his house?
I think the study is at his home.
Yeah. Do I know where Talbot Estes lives? Like, I've been keeping somewhat of an eye on his plays, if just to degrade his fall from grace. I love a fall from
You
grace.
do know. All right. We'll say that you do have an idea of where he lives, and that is in downtown London.
Ah,
So
sounds
you've
like I
narrowed your
have the
search down to
information
half of
Norman
London, which is
needs.
better than the entirety of London, at least.
Ah, well, once you get narrowed down the search to half of London, then you just need to find an urchin. Works every
Exactly.
time.
However, I will tell you that as you do write your review of The Queen and the Stranger, you get some complaints from other people who watched the production that night who are telling you that you got Act 1, Scene 3 wrong, and they honestly wonder if you watched the play at all.
Sorry, did you take notes while you watched the play? Can I see your notes of exactly what happened? No! How do you trust your memory of what I've written down? How dare you?
Since the review is out, can I read the review and see the how Act 1 Scene 3 is reproduced in the review?
Yeah, go ahead.
I'll read the review as well.
Yeah, so we had the daughter complaining to her mother while the man in the porcelain mask stood at the back of the room. And then he kind of moved forwards, and eventually the queen collapsed while the man was still out of her view. That's the scene you were talking about, right? Or was it the other one?
The daughter was in that scene. I didn't see the daughter. I thought that was a monologue by the queen, and then the man in yellow did appear, but she wasn't looking at him. She was talking about his power.
What you talking about? I saw the queen see the guy in the robe and they embraced.
What?
That's exactly what I saw too.
Are you sure you're thinking of Act 1? Wasn't something you saw later in the play?
I remember this very distinctly. It struck me as some kind of very avant-garde stuff. There was a monologue and then a 1-minute pause. I was wondering if like someone had forgotten their lines or something, but yeah, it was a monologue and then a long pause and then some more talking and then the collapse. But you never looked at the king in yellow, and she was alone.
Wow, that's certainly doesn't sound familiar.
All right.
Hmm.
Well, as we move on to the next day, all of you go home and sleep. I will have Norman and Ronald, you two begin to have dreams. This will be a while before the PDF loads. There are specific dreams that I have to transcribe to you. Wow, this is going to take forever. This PDF is loading slow. I guess while this PDF loads, anyone that... Norman, go ahead and deafen.
Anyone that isn't Norman, you said?
Anyone that isn't Norman.
Okay.
I'm going to take my headphones off and disappear for a minute because I need a quick bathroom break.
I think it'd just be easier if I skipped to the fucking table of contents and then page skip from there.
I'm here.
All right. Appendices, dreams are on 196. All right, and everyone aside from Norman is deafened.
It sounds like it.
Yeah. Leon is muted but not deafened, so he would still be able to hear this.
My bad. Give me one moment.
Right. Norman, as you fall asleep, you begin to have a dream. Faces look up, pooled and expectant. You sit with the others, the violin pinched between chin and shoulder, as you've seen others do, your left hand on the strings. The music starts up and the orchestra crashes into its brief life. You are the only one playing. But are you the only one playing a role? Isn't the audience applauding and calling out in the wrong places? And the other musicians, they're competing, sounding their instruments randomly. The conductor points at you. You glance at your music, and there is the yellow sign. It writhes and squirms and seems ready to reach out for you. You must assuage it. Hastily, you start to play its rhythm, building the sound yourself, note by note. You're excellent. You work furiously, crouched forward, balanced on the edge of your chair. And as you do, you glimpse the other members of the orchestra around you, and they're no longer human. Creatures, still black, Thin and strong with wings and long heads, rows of long teeth. Your fingers touch your palms and your instrument is gone. You're sitting on the edge of a round hole. You can't see the bottom, and there are things falling down into it. One by one, the creatures, your neighbors, are diving in. They spread their wings out, they grow and glide down. There is the conductor, his tattered white robes drifting in wind that isn't there. He turns and points to you, and without thought, you jump. Down, down. You count the seconds you have left, and you are aware that this is the only act that mattered in your life. And as you see the ground rapidly approach, you wake up, and it's the next day.
I'm gonna try and get in contact with my colleagues and then try to meet up with the director.
All right. Well, this will be saved until afterwards. I am going to have to ask you to deafen, because next up is Ronald's dream. All right, Zox. It is dream time, so you can unmute and undeafen.
Dream time.
All right.
Sorry.
No, you're good. I was spying on the chat. I was spying on the stream to see when you'd get back. You begin, as you fall asleep this night, you begin to have a dream. You sit at the bow of a boat. It's a bright little vessel of polished wood with a white sail, and it moves gently across the lake in front of the breeze. You look down into the water, past where your trailing hand disturbs the surface. It's spirit thick and gray. Is that movement? You pull up your hand and a mottled shape balloons past you not far below, and then another. Huge marine creatures. Up ahead, the water slaps. The white and yellow back of one of the things clears the surface for a moment, then dives. You see it still. It's coming right at you, bigger and bigger, and it rears out of the water fully now, looming above the boat like a cliff. You won't wait for this. You stand and you step off into the water, falling, eyes closed. The water becomes a mist. It's clear and a landscape stretches out around you. Stone and heathland, and then a walled cemetery in the Neapolitanic fashion. Stepping through the gates, the mossy graves fan out all around you. You walk on, plain markers everywhere. Tens of thousands. There are no crosses or angels or other superstitions. Finally, you come to a corner that you seem to know. You read some of the names, and they're all familiar to you. Your family, your friends, everyone living and dead is here. And the dates on all the graves are all marked within a few years of today. Your own grave is cracked. It's a plain tablet without even your name, but you know it well. You feel a half memory of how it was before you were in that boat, before the King in Yellow came. But everyone's here now. For this is Carcosa, and this is the cemetery for all of dead Earth. As you wake up, you feel like you shouldn't have written that review.
I kind of get up a little bit worried as I kind of make my morning coffee. Probably go to a cafe for my morning coffee, really. Would I be debating posting some kind of retraction, or? No, I don't think. I think I'm too proud to do that. But yes.
All right.
So, like, what's I'm at like the wealthy credit rating level. I'm just thinking here, like, if we're all like similarly wealthy, aside from Norman, who's like super rich, could it be that we're all like staying at the same hotel?
Notice that there is a letter in your mail that isn't from, and instead it seems to be from another person directed to.
You cut out.
I'm back. I had to take out the garbage. While I was muted, of course.
Hang on. Oh no.
Did I miss something?
I believe there was a letter.
You there?
Letter of some kind.
All right. Can everyone hear me now?
Yes.
Yes.
Am I good?
Yes.
Yes. I was asking the question of, is it conceivable that all the non-Londoner characters, if they're of like a similar-ish level of wealth, are all staying at the same hotel?
I live in London, so I wouldn't be, but
Yeah, I mean everyone else.
no. Just...
I mean, I'd imagine.
I'd say London's wealthiest are all staying and relatively the same. In fact, 2 days after attending the play, Henry, you receive a letter from Charles Highsmith, a physician connected to Herefordshire
Herefordshire?
Herefordshire Asylum. The doctor specifically is writing to you asking to arrange an interview so you could give your own 2 cents about the release of one of the patients.
Yes, I imagine I could. I'll be happy to stop by.
All right. He specifically tells you to go to the Grand Western Hotel, or the
All
Great
right.
Western Hotel.
Yes. So I
Do you
go.
want to gather all of the investigators with you?
I guess like if we're all like in, I mean we just kind of met yesterday, but if 3 of us are in the same hotel, and for example the art critic is say coming over for a coffee to talk, and maybe to talk like with someone else at the hotel, maybe we could like meet by chance at breakfast, and then I mention what I'm doing for the day, and in on like a whim, I ask, would you chaps care to come along? I mean, obviously, I'll. This is a matter I will have to handle personally, but you seem like an interesting bunch.
Hey, did
As
any
you
of you
do.
have? Did anyone have a dream last night?
No, I slept quite peacefully.
Hmm.
Because
Would-
I had a dream with the same sign, and it seemed weird.
Like from the
I-
play?
Yeah,
I too had a strange dream about this Carcosa place.
Hmm.
I dreamed I was like in an orchestra or something, but everyone started turning into these things and jumping into a massive pit,
I
and
was
me included.
sailing.
Hmm. Can you describe what these things look like?
He describes the form being something alien, elongated and winged, black, with maws of teeth.
Incredibly long teeth.
Incredibly long teeth.
Yes, it's quite a strange
Well-
dream. left me feeling quite disturbed this morning. Usually it doesn't happen.
Perhaps we're connected in some way.
More, I
Aside
think
from
it's
sitting
just...
beside one another at the theater, you mean? That sounds a bit far-fetched, I must say, Mr. Parsons.
It's fairly simple. We watched this disturbing stage play and had disturbing dreams. I don't see anything too unusual in the whole business.
Yes, if those dreams are recurring, do let me know. I could, I might be able to give you to administer some help.
I
tell you,
do
Doc.
not want to be put into an asylum, thank you.
I don't think we need to go to any. I don't think we need to go to act that drastically immediately. I try to catch signs of mental degeneration before they get too severe.
Trust me, Doctor, I'm not nearly so weak as those degenerates in your asylums. I
Besides,
face
I
any
got
issues with my mental fortitude head on. It's always served me well.
besides, I
Well-
got a reputation to uphold.
Well, at any rate, would you chaps care to join me for an excursion to the Grand Western Hotel?
What's,
You know, I've never been once more with the theatrics, but I am quite piqued by this, so I will join you.
I will join you as well.
indeed.
Afterwards, I think we need to find the director again.
I want to see that. I don't know about any of you, but I want to see that playbook.
I'm not so sure we're going to have an easy time finding him. You see, I overheard the theatre manager telling Talbot last night that they're cancelling the rest of his performances, so he doesn't really have a reason to stay in town. I mean, does he live in London, Mr. What's the art critic's name again?
Mr. Statler.
Yeah, Mr. Statler, does Talbot live in London?
Yes, he lives somewhere downtown, or in some squalid
Yes.
artist studio.
Yes, well, at any rate, we won't be finding him at that theatre stage again because his performances are cancelled.
I was referring to a home visit.
So much for the
Yes,
worth
we'll
of
have
my
to find his
review.
address. That could take a while. Anyways, the Grand Western.
All right. The Great Western Hotel is at Paddington Station, the terminus of the Great Railways. Hang on, I'm sorry. English is like my first language, and I'm fucking this up. The Great Western Hotel is at Paddington Station, the terminus of the Great Western Railway. It is a comfortable, reasonably priced establishment in West London, reachable by the Metropolitan and Bakerloo Underground lines. Dr. Yseldraen, as you approach and ask the desk manager for Dr. Highsmith, the desk manager calls upstairs, and Dr. Highsmith emerges and joins you all in the hotel lounge, which is fairly empty enough to offer privacy. He is very kind, and he offers you all tea and talks about the recent cold weather. And then, when the tea does arrive and all of you are drinking, he broaches the subject at hand. I'm very happy to let you work in any way you deem effective as long as the privacy of the matter and the good name of St. Agnes is maintained. This is very important to me. Do you all promise to have the utmost discretion when it comes to this.
Yes.
Of
course.
course.
Dr. Highsmith, thank you very much for letting me assist in this matter. It's always interesting to work on these cases.
You can always trust.
All right. Well, thank you very much for letting me know. This is in regards to one of my patients. I'm inclined to release him, but I would like some a second opinion before I do so. His name is Alexander Robbie. He's the brother of Graham Robbie, which you may know as a very prominent banker. Graham and the family doctor, Dr. Trollope. That's actually his name. What the fuck? Committed Alexander to St. Agnes almost 2 years ago. The three of us signed the order of petition to authorize the admittance. This was, of course, close upon their murder of the father of the family, Herbert, and their sister, Georgina. Alexander suffers from night terrors, but I'm encouraged by the progress that he is showing because he shows no evidence of untreatable long-term insanity. You see, I'm fully in confidence that I can cure him.
Doctor Highsmith, could we talk under four eyes for a moment? If say, I don't know, if the men's room is empty, could we just have a quick conversation there? This is a topic I feel shouldn't lay people who are not of our profession should probably not be involved in what I'm going to ask.
Well,
Did you bring us
I would just like to say that this is mostly for all of you, but I'm trying to decide on whether or not I will release Alexander. So his release is already slightly insured, but I'm uneasy on one point, and that is for Alexander's family.
Yes, I will interview Alexander first, and then my associates here can have their turn talking to him. But I would like to see him in private. And can I just like take Highsmith off to the side for a moment to whisper something to him?
Yeah, I'll let you do that. All right. You go ahead.
Is there any family history of these sort of night terrors or this behavior in the Robbie family that you know of?
Well, there's nothing that I have personally diagnosed or researched on them. In fact, all of this from Alexander seems highly unlikely, because as you know, his brother Graham is a banker of notable repute, so it doesn't feel it feels out of the blue that this is happening.
Yes. Well,
however, I would like to say that all of my communication on the case with Dr. Trollope, he has been urging me to keep Alexander committed.
Well, all good apple trees occasionally have the old rotten specimen, but hopefully this is nothing bigger. But yes, I shall assess the patient.
All right. I would just like to tell you and your friends, he says, scooching you back closer to the whole group, that I sense that the family is leaning upon the doctor to keep Alexander committed, but I don't know why. if I could know why, or if the four of you, sorry, force of habit, could potentially investigate and figure this out for me, then I could, in sound mind and opinion, release Alexander. But I need you all to either talk to Dr. Trollope or talk to the family. I don't know. Choose to go about this however way you wish. I need more information, and I feel like something's suspicious, but there's nothing I can do.
Yeah, but I wasn't supposed to interview Alexander directly?
Oh, no. Alexander's perfectly fine as of the moment. I mainly came to you to ask of your opinion and why you think this other doctor would be urging me to keep this patient.
Yes, well, I would say there are two possible options here. It could be that they do have credible evidence that this could be something more severe, that his current sort of improvement won't last, and that they have reason to believe so, and that's why they're doing it. On the other hand, he could simply be a bit of a family embarrassment to them, and they simply want to keep him out of sight and out of mind.
Well, there were murders. That's
Wait, so Alexander was the murderer?
no, we don't know what the murders of the father and the daughter are what specifically sparked the insanity within Alexander.
Hmm.
But I will let you interview him. Here's the address to St. Agnes's Asylum. He takes out a little notepad and writes down the the address to St. Agnes's Asylum.
Yes.
And hands it to you.
Hmm. Well, thank you, Doctor. I shall endeavour to assist.
All right. Well, Dr. Highsmith goes up to his room after thanking each of you and shaking your hands. And now you are left with a mystery. There is a patient whose release is being questioned by a different doctor, the family doctor of the family whom the brother belongs to, in regards potentially to the family murders.
Hmm. Well, I think I want to start at the source. I'd like to talk to Alexander in person before I hear the opinions of his family doctor, and relatives.
This family's reasonably well off here. Is there a chance that I know them if they're Londoners? Or are they from outside? Are they from Herefordshire themselves?
They are.
Is he a London banker?
They are from Mayfair.
Do I know them? Could I roll to see
No.
if I know them? I wouldn't know.
Oh, you could roll to know them, I guess, but I'm just thinking that they aren't involved in the theater scene in the slightest. Graham Robbie was a banker, a notable banker. That is what, Highsmith says. And the Robbie murders have made the news recently, which, upon looking for your own publications in newspapers, you would have glanced at a tabloid about the Robbie murders.
Right, so maybe our first stop should be to look up what was publicly written about the Robbie murders when they happened. A library would probably have newspapers from around that time.
All right. Do you all decide to go to the library?
Yes.
Library, an excellent source of knowledge.
Yes.
Yeah, let's find a copy of this newspaper report. The library.
All right. Everybody give me a library use roll.
Tricks on you. I don't use libraries. Ooh, that's pretty close. It is a fail, but it's pretty close.
That's an extreme success.
Fail.
Extreme success.
What the fuck? There's 2 sevens here. All right. For anyone that so for Dr. Stein, or actually for Norman, you see an article titled "The Murder at Mayfair Mansion. Family Member Held for Questioning." A double murder was committed last night at the home of Mr. Herbert Robbie, 4 Curzon St. Street, Mayfair. The police were called to the house at 10:45 p.m. by domestic staff to discover the bodies of 2 family members, Mr. Herbert Robbie himself and his daughter, Miss Georgina Robbie. Police say that this does not appear to be a random attack or the work of burglars, and the motive is as yet unknown. A family member has been detained to assist with their inquiries, which are ongoing. Mr. Herbert Robbie, 64, was retired from the Foreign Office and the father of well-known merchant banker Mr. Graham Robbie, who was not in town at the time of the tragedy. This was published Daily Express, 5th of October, 1926. I will remind everyone that it is currently 1928.
Okay.
And
So it was a couple of years back.
Dr. Stein, you see the obituary.
I've changed my nickname. The Dr. Stein was from Mothership. In this, I'm called Dr. Eilertson.
Okay. Dr. Eilertson, you see the obituary in the paper. Herbert Arthur Robbie, suddenly on the 14th of October, 1926, at his home in Mayfair, aged 64 years, survived by 2 sons, Graham and Alexander. A private service will be held on the 23rd of October. Flowers should be sent to the Ames Funeral Home in Westminster. And this obituary was published the 17th of October, 1926, so 2 days after. However, both of you notice that no articles can be found in regards to arrests or detainment or any level of persecution.
Just questioning. He's been held for questioning for 2 years.
Yeah, he's been held for questioning for 2 years. They have a lot of questions for him.
They're asking them very slowly. Okay.
They asked him to start from the beginning, and he started listing every single moment of his life since birth. And that's why they think he's
the night
insane.
of the murders, first create the universe.
First, it all started with the day my mother was impregnated by my father.
It was a cold and windy Tuesday.
Continue.
All right. Well, a few of you do uncover some facts about. There's 2 hard successes here, which I will just say contribute to the whole group. And all of you are sharing this information, so I'll share it with everyone in specific. The funeral service was held at St. Peter's Church on Upper Belgrave Street near Victoria. The Reverend James Byron performed the service. The bodies were interred in the family crypt behind the church. And that's it for that. And the Ames Funeral Home on Lower Belgrave Street handled the arrangements. Mr. Percival Hume, who manages the business, talks... Oh, never mind. Okay, so you have two places to visit, pretty much, both on Belgrave Street, thankfully. The Church of England and the Ames Funeral Home.
Should we split up?
Yeah. And just to be clear, this St. Agnes asylum is in Herefordshire, so we'd have to take the train for that, right?
Yes, you'd have to take the train from Paddington to Hereford with a change in Bristol.
Yeah. So, what can we really find out at the funeral home and the church, though?
Well, do you all choose...
How injured they were, what kind of injuries. If they had their head ripped off, I'm sure the coroner would remember.
Yeah, I guess, yes, asking the coroner is a good idea.
Though I do believe we'd get more information from the family itself, even if they just say, yeah, Alex killed him.
Well, the only alive member of the family that isn't currently admitted into a mental hospital is Graham Robbie.
And he's a banker in London?
Yes, he's a merchant banker.
The best kind of banker.
I'm afraid that if we talk to the one who isn't in an asylum first, he might try to stop us from seeing the brother in the asylum. So I would rather go to the source first. Better to ask forgiveness than permission.
Well, I don't disagree with you, Dr. Henrik. I think you might have a bit of a point there, but...
So, would you all like to go to St. Agnes's asylum?
Where was Dr. Trollope? Was he based in the asylum or elsewhere?
He is the family doctor to the Robbie family.
So he's in London.
Okay.
So, like,
Maybe...
is Hereford like we can be, if we go there, we can be like back in London by night time the same day, or is it like we will be out of London for a few days?
You will probably... I want to say it'll take about a day or two, so you will have to find accommodations within Mayfair.
Yeah. Day trip to Mayfair, anyone?
I'm down.
We're on our way, driving at 9.
All right. So you all take the 10:20 a.m. train. A few days later, considerably, actually, considering that it is the... What day is it?
29th of October.
Right, okay. So the next day, on the 30th of October, you take the 10:20 a.m. train with Dr. Highsmith from Paddington to Hereford. There's a change in Bristol. On the journey, you notice that Dr. Highsmith is a pleasant man. His conversation range is extremely small. He talks almost exclusively about current psychoanalytic theory and medical practice, which only Dr. Eilerston is interested in.
Fantastic.
Actually, it's a little funny. In an attempt to associate everyone else within the conversation, he asks Mr. Statler, what's your opinion on using various levels of sleep deprivation to reset the mental state of another human being?
Well, it's not a method I've tested, to be honest. It's been a while since I was a practitioner in Indiana, that's part of why I'm eager to be able to interview a patient at the moment. I've been sort of buried in academia for the last few years, promoting my theories, but it does sound like it has potential.
Well, as you all pull into the station, it is currently late afternoon. You are met by a driver from the asylum, and you all go into their vehicle, and they motor out towards Weebly, and it is clear that you will have to spend the night locally. I already mentioned this. I didn't even read ahead, and I knew this. Guess.
Yeah.
Yippee. Dr. Highsmith offers what he calls regrettably Spartan guest accommodations for 3. So 3 of you will have to will be able to stay in the accommodations, and 1 of you will have to stay in the village.
I'm all right.
I could
How
probably try
Spartan
seeing.
are the accommodations?
I'm used to being out in the wild on my own. I'm all right with being in the village.
I will say that he specifically calls them regrettably Spartan. So I'm not really sure what this means in the first place, but I read ahead a little more, and you guys are currently in Wales.
Yeah.
We could always seek sanctuary at the church. Sanctuary.
The way, like, was it Leon, the South African big game hunter? Just the way he's talking, I just picture that he's going to, like, shoot a deer and then sleep inside of it, like Han Solo inside a tauntaun.
Right.
You hear Welsh village, and you immediately think, instead of like a bed and breakfast, your immediate reaction is, yeah, I'll sleep out in the wild.
Yeah, I'll go sleep in a deer, you know? I think I'd rather sleep in a deer than inside of a, real place.
It makes me feel one with nature.
I'd fucking say, holy shit. Okay.
So do we like sleep over before we talk to Alexander Robbie, or do we see him and then go to our Spartan accommodations?
Well,
is it just us right now, or is the doctor with us?
the doctor is with you currently.
Okay.
Dr. Highsmith is accompanying you to the asylum.
Okay.
Mostly because his credentials will be used to get you an interview with Alexander.
Interesting.
Gotcha. Gotcha. I'm gonna wait to say what I gotta say a little bit later then.
All right. As you all approach St. Agnes's asylum, Dr. Highsmith says that he will show you to your accommodations after the interview. But St. Agnes's asylum sits on a hill, a mile east of the village. It is reached by an upward rutted track running between broad, dry stone walls. The main building is a longish, 3-story gray brick building with barred windows and a steep slate roof. Beside that stands an administration building similar in appearance, but smaller and without bars on the windows, because the accountants aren't trying to escape. The 2 structures sit on a hillside bare of tree and bush. like a pointless and lonely fortification. The staff of the building is 25, consisting of Dr. Highsmith, 7 nurses, 14 orderlies, and 3 administrative staff. All staff are male, by the way. So, as you enter, Dr. Highsmith takes you to his office in the administration building and calls one of the orderlies to bring Alexander Robbie for an interview.
If it's all right with you gentlemen, I'd like to start one-on-one, and then you can come in after.
That works
of
for
course,
me.
you're the professional here. Wouldn't want to step on your toes.
Housecat?
What's up?
Yes.
Sorry.
So we just agreed that Dr. Eilertson will begin the interview one-on-one with Alexander, and then the others will come in later.
All right. Well, Alexander is brought in by Nurse Price. He is a large, silent man, and he brings in Alexander Robbie. He is little more than medium height, thin with disheveled straw blonde hair and arresting hazel eyes. He doesn't care about his appearance, but there is something compelling about him. One wants to share his mood.
Hello, Alexander. I'm Dr. Henrik Eilertson. You can call me Henry. I've come to give a second opinion for Dr. Highsmith. It seems that you have recovered well and are on the path to being released. I'd like to ask some questions about your mental state. Is that all right?
He kind of looks behind you, like his eyes look in your direction, but he is looking behind you. And he asks, Delia? He does not respond. Afterward. He is dressed in a white canvas tunic, and he begins to speak. His manner of speech is odd, regardless of really what you say. Being locked in this room is inconvenient. It means I cannot finish my work, and so I cannot go where I would like to go. You know, few writers have the ability to write honestly. Truths are used for entertainment only, and that is a strange concept. It barely grazes what is of import. Such a writer is like a man whose only concern is to hide his ignorance, willful misinterpretation. Shut mind, closed eyes, a tight mouth, and balled fists. It's not enough to have the ability. You must be brave enough to use that ability. Bring your intellect to bear like a light in the darkness, like a sane man in a world of madmen.
Well, you will be able to complete your work faster if we can get through this interview. If there are signs that you've progressed well in your stay here, then you may be looking at release soon, Mr. Robbie. So could we please go through some questions?
He doesn't respond, but he doesn't say no.
When did you find out about the tragic death of your father and sister? How long did it take from how long after the police said it had happened were you informed, or did you find them before the police?
Make a psychology roll for me real quick.
Yes, psychology or psychoanalysis?
Psychology.
Okay. I'm going to spend 3 luck to make that a success.
Awesome. You notice that he's becoming more animated as you speak to him. The moment you mention the family murder, he begins tapping one of his feet. He doesn't exactly speak for a while, and even Nurse Price, the stoic man, the silent large man who brought him into the room, begins to act a little bit nervous as he, starts to speak. He talks loudly, not leaving room for replies. Have you seen the pallid mask? Have you been down by the lake and seen the beauty and felt the rightness of it all? Edward said only to work with him. Are you with Quarry? Why are they not here? Is it this year? Once in 5,000 years? Has Quarry brought the king in yellow? Is he already among us? He calms down and he whispers, have you seen the yellow sign?
I did watch the play the other day. Do you mean the sign that they displayed on stage in that play?
What Edwards and I are doing now harms none. But I've been worrying about Malcolm Quarry and the conversations we had. I think, despite what Edwards thinks, that Quarry is right. The King in Yellow has called himself the White Acolyte. You have no clue what he means, and he stares directly at, from your perspective, you. And this goes for every single investigator. From your perspective, he is staring at you. I don't think he will stay away, so here is a kindness I would like you to pass on to him for when he sees that. For when he sees the king does not offer him what he hopes, to divert the king's attention away from our earth and back onto the dream city, he must think of Cassilda's song. The stars that burn their charcoal death shrink back, they feel the hoary breath of he who ransoms great Carcosa. He flees where queen and prophet met, where twin suns fall but never set, escapes the tomb of lost Carcosa. And then he falls silent.
So
That's it.
Hello?
He doesn't speak.
Yes, I asked, can I do a psychoanalysis check to see if I can make sense of his mental state, see whether I think he is like in a state of mania or in a state of like essentially can I try to psychoanalyze him here?
Yeah. I'd say you can make a psychoanalyst roll.
That's a hard success.
All right. He, strangely enough, appears fully sane and like he genuinely believes that everything he just said is completely normal. However, he does look urgent, like he's away from something that needs to be done.
Okay, where is Malcolm Quarry, so I can deliver this message to him? Do you know?
Robbie is silent.
And Mr. Edwards, do you know where he is?
Robbie is again silent.
Alexander, if you don't answer my questions, my second opinion may end up not being able to support your release. I need. It's best for you if you cooperate here.
Nurse Price does intervene and says, Edwards is another patient here.
Oh. And he said his work with Edwards. Have they been seen doing something together?
Wait, hang on. I totally read this wrong. Edwards is a man in town that frequently visits Robbie.
And what do they speak of on these visits? Do you know?
No, I'm very sorry. I don't know.
Yes, I think it's time I brought my associates into the room. I don't seem to be getting anywhere with him on my own.
Will you tell us everything that was spoken?
Yes, I sort of go out into the hallway and say that, so he spoke past me, and I tried my his mental state doesn't really match any sort of mania or delusion that I'm familiar with. He seems sane, yet speaks vagaries, talking past me, not responding to my questions directly, and is seemingly indifferent about the possibility of both of his release through my second opinion and the fact that his words are putting him at risk of perhaps getting a negative second opinion, having to stay longer. He speaks of work he's done with a man in town and a Malcolm Quarry, whom he says he wants me to convey a message to.
Did he mention anything about the yellow sign?
Yes, he asked if I'd seen the yellow sign. When I mentioned the play to him, he just spoke more vagaries. He said that Quarry needs to remember Queen Casilda's song.
Send me and the other that had the dream in. Maybe we can get something out of him.
I'll go with you. As a medical professional, I'd like to observe, even if I'm not talking.
I will like to mention that Robbie will no longer respond in the slightest.
Okay.
Damn.
He's given up.
Like, this man is now completely silent.
Yeah, if you like snap my fingers in front of his eyes.
Alakazam.
Kablam! I've seen
if you
yellow
would,
sign.
Do we know the place?
if you would like to make a psychology roll, because we are now in the.
I will
Hello?
I will spend 2 luck to make that a success.
What is this?
I think you said psychology roll.
Oh, psychology? Okay. It feels like Robbie is operating according to some internal reality that you have no access to, and that he has no patience for anything reasonable.
Real quick, do we know about the place on the play?
Carcosa?
Yes.
As someone who didn't have a dream, you would not know anything about Carcosa in the slightest. You do know the play was called Carcosa.
Yeah, they talked about it in Carcosa, but as far as anyone who hasn't had dreams know, this is a fictional place.
Okay.
I do have one skill that could help with that.
Bust it out.
I'm
I will
gonna
allow
try.
you to make a Cthulhu Mythos roll.
Gonna try it. Oh,
Oh, that is an insane level of failure. That sucks. Well, you don't know what Carcosa is as of now.
Are there any more consequences of failing a Cthulhu Mythos roll, or are they just would that have to be a fumble for that to happen?
That'd have to be a fumble.
Okay.
fumbles ends up having the king in yellow come for cultural visit.
A fumble in this case would be being teleported to Carcosa.
Oh, lovely. I wonder what we can hunt there.
All right.
Probably game that goes beyond imagining.
Well, hang on. Is this guy a man in town or is he another patient here? I'm so sorry. This book is written such in a way that I am a little confused.
Yeah, a lot of the campaigns in COC they're put together weirdly.
All right. I think Evans, Mark Evans. Come on. I know I can just fucking deduce this. All right. You know what? Somebody make a intelligence roll. Doesn't matter who.
I'll do it.
$74, that's a fail from me.
That's a success for Norman.
It's crazy how 4 above this guy's failure is a success for you.
Yes.
It's
All right. So oh, I did this a bit wrong, actually. So by this point you were supposed to have met a Montague Edwards, which is another nurse at this place. Or no, you were supposed to meet a Mark Evans at this place. Montague Edwards is a man who lives in town. My bad. So now, adjacent cell to Robbie. Would you like to interview him?
Let's review them together.
Awesome. All right, so I can finally get back on track, hopefully. Harrowell has an adjacent cell to Robbie. Although Harrowell is straitjacketed, Nurse Price accompanies the investigators into the cell. Harrowell is difficult to read. Sometimes he is sly and bragging and likes to suggest he knows more. All right. Oh.
I think you're reading stuff you're not supposed to read aloud.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff I'm not supposed to read out loud right now. I'm a little bit confused here, actually.
a lot of
Yeah.
it in the books. It'll be like emboldened, and it'll just be for the keeper's knowledge only.
Yeah.
I have Well, here's my thing with that is they have this normal text and then they have keeper's notes.
Yeah, a lot of like the stuff that is written is like essentially improv cues for the GM, like how you're supposed to play this and that character?
It's too bad this isn't a fucking video game, so I can't just load back to my last correct save. So you all were supposed to interview Robbie inside of the cell. So that I fucked that up. And
We can retcon it if you want.
yeah, I'm trying to retcon enough to where we can get back on track.
I wonder who the white acolyte is, though. I
So
wonder if that has something to do with the church.
I kind of fucked up the mystery aspect to this a lot, which sucks. You know what? I don't think we should progress too much without Uncle Bones. So I'll just say that. Do you guys want to end it preemptively here?
We can.
Yes.
Yeah, we did the prologue in a lot of book one, and I don't want to leave him too far behind.
Can we do ability improvement checks?
Let's do that. All right, so this campaign is divided among 3 books. I will let you do ability improvement checks after we get done with a part in a book.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
I do hope everyone had some. This kind of got off the rails closer to the end. This is my first Call of Cthulhu campaign that I have DM'd, and this is also the first time that I've used a scenario in which I'm more used to improvising entirely.
I mean, for your first time, I think you're doing great.
Yes, sort of things getting a bit choppy towards the end is a common thing it happens to me a lot when I run scenarios, both towards ends of sessions and towards end of scenarios, so no worries.
And don't you worry, guys. French isn't going to be an issue. I'm a translator.
Well, I guess I'm just glad that everyone else had fun then. We're going to end up retconning a lot of stuff, I feel like. Just because it was supposed to go on a specific track. I have kind of derailed it on accident.
We wake up and realize it was all a dream.
Yeah, congratulations. Everyone had a dream, and
Man.
for the dreams, it was a dream
I
within a
mean-
dream.
if you really want, what you could probably do is kind of gather your notes till the next session, and then when you do your recap, just kind of let us know where we're at.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, just
Well, see everybody next Thursday then, when we have session 2.
Nice. I'm definitely looking forward to that.
Same.
I just imagine Leon's 7-foot muscular self just standing behind the group, just looking intimidating while they ask questions. Kind of makes me think running a cult leader profession in a campaign just to get the mythos rolls.
What I'm curious about is what would happen if we got a crit roll on the mythos.
Ooh.
I know everything. I know.
That'd be insane. I've only gotten my entire time playing COC in the last 6 years. I've only gotten probably eight criticals my entire time playing.
I once rolled criticals fighting an Eldritch God. It was like a Bloodborne scene.
Hmm.
Anyway, see you later.
Later, bud.
All right. See you guys.